Like, people are forgetting when she moved into Swizz and them's house to work on the music with him, he was still married to his wife, living in that same house. And then she moved in while she was cool with the wife. It's plotting to steal her husband to cover up the fact.
The latest buzz on social media suggests that Alicia Keys has recently decided to end her marriage, and it seems that Swizz Beatz' inability to remain faithful played a significant role in the decision. The situation raises some serious questions about who's really telling the truth, with rumors flying that he may have impregnated another woman. Insiders claim Alicia is now firm in her decision, shifting her focus to new beginnings and a different perspective. It's reported that the divorce papers are signed, and the engagement ring is gone, signaling her readiness to leave the situation behind. This twist has definitely shaken many people. What seemed like a one-time lapse in judgment now appears to be a recurring issue. Allegedly, Swizz had been involved with the same woman for quite some time, possibly right under Alicia's nose. The alleged pregnancy seems to be the final straw in a marriage that was already falling apart. Fans and insiders alike are now questioning how long Alicia has been aware of what was really going on and just how deep this betrayal goes. Alicia has reportedly reached her breaking point and is preparing to officially end things with Swizz Beatz. According to sources, she has hired one of the toughest divorce lawyers in Hollywood and is determined to make Swizz regret ever taking her for granted. This is no ordinary dispute. Rumors suggest that Swizz's girlfriend, who has been involved with him on the side, might have been the one to expose the truth. The real bombshell, though, is that the girlfriend is reportedly expecting Swizz's child. This means that Swizz will have a child with someone other than Alicia.
So I don't have a problem with you, Lala, and your husband.
Oh,
whoa. Okay, all right, so wait, backstory.
Okay, good.
Because I held this in for an entire year, right? So when we first launched the reunion show, somebody that claims to be working in Swizz's camp reached out to me in what I now know is a DM via direct messenger, right? Saying, I work for Swizz and I need you to know that him and Lala have been having an affair. They are madly in love with each other, but he has already told Lala and continues to tell her, calm down, I'm not leaving my wife. If you don't believe me, go on his page on IG. He always starts leaving comments in the morning and she be the first one to respond. But she don't just leave one response. She keeps it going and going and going to the point where he says, you gotta chill because it's starting to look obvious to my wife. So I said, who are you and why are you giving this information to me? God, I love you. Thank you so much. Bless.
Alicia, who once embraced her role as a stepmother to Swizz children, has now made the decision to step away from that role, particularly with the revelation of his affair. Although Alicia tried to keep her life private, it didn't take long for fans to notice something was amiss when she was seen in public trying to hide her face. This caught the attention of many, with people speculating that something significant was happening behind the scenes. The biggest reveal came when it was reported that the girlfriend is, in fact, pregnant. This is a major turning point in the story, and it's becoming much harder for Alicia to keep up appearances. A pregnancy test doesn't lie, and the situation is unraveling in a way that no amount of damage control could fix. According to insiders, Alicia has been quietly planning her departure and organizing how she'll move forward without Swizz. For Swizz Beatz, it seems he has finally messed up the one person who has always stood by him. This is far from a new situation, though. For years, there have been rumors about his infidelities, and multiple sources have hinted at his unfaithfulness. In fact, back in 2021, some blind items detailed a situation where Swizz was accused of cheating, and it now seems those claims were not far from the truth. The drama surrounding his marriage to Alicia Keys is merely the latest chapter in a long history of questionable behavior. Ultimately, the situation has put Alicia in an uncomfortable position, forcing her to confront the reality of her marriage and the man she once trusted. This saga seems to be far from over, and many are watching closely to see how it will unfold. With everything now out in the open, there's no more hiding the truth, and it's clear that the consequences for Swizz Beatz' actions are just beginning. Swizz Beatz has always been careful to keep his extramarital affairs under wraps, ensuring they never became public knowledge. This isn't the first time he's been caught up in scandal, having had to marry a woman previously to cover up his actions. Now, it seems history might be repeating itself, with fans noticing a pattern and making the connection. Another blind item surfaced, revealing that the former A-list singer, now a much less prominent figure, has been heavily involved in a new TV project. Meanwhile, her husband, Swizz, reportedly has been seeing a protege he believes will become famous. Fans have started to connect the dots. Alicia, known for her vocal talents, was busy during this time, while Swizz was mentoring young musicians. What had once seemed like mere speculation now seemed all too clear. Alicia, at a crossroads in her life, may be ready to shift gears and live with a new mindset, focusing on her own empire. But during this time, Mashanda, Swizz's ex-wife, wasn't silent. She took to social media, accusing Alicia of being manipulative. The situation gained traction quickly when Alicia tweeted her thoughts, sparking a wave of criticism. Mashanda responded with an open letter that became widely circulated. In the letter, Mashanda condemned Alicia for interfering in her marriage and pretending that the relationship with Swizz was a passionate love story. This public backlash led to Alicia being negatively viewed by the public. Mashanda didn't stop there. She revealed that she had gone to Alicia personally, telling her that she was still married to Swizz and living with him. According to Mashanda, Alicia wasn't at all concerned. Mashanda's letter, which went viral, called Alicia out for not respecting her family. She wrote, "You know what role you played in the breakdown of my marriage. You were asked to step back so I could handle my family, but you didn't." Mashanda made it clear that Alicia was contributing to the problems in her marriage, and no one had forgotten about it. Now, reports suggest that Alicia is experiencing the same kind of betrayal that Mashanda once did. Fans are now calling this turn of events karma. Many believe that Alicia, just like before, played a role in breaking up someone else's family. Allegedly, Alicia encouraged Swizz to dissolve his marriage with Mashanda, which only escalated the situation. The tension between Alicia and Mashanda grew so intense that it turned into a full-blown war, and the aftershocks continued for years. The impact of their fight lingers even now, and Swizz's divorce from Mashanda still hasn't been forgotten. Despite everything, Mashanda decided to focus on her son's well-being and suggested that they stop fighting. She reached out to both Alicia and Swizz, hoping to put an end to the tension. While Alicia may not have wanted to back down, Mashanda's decision to prioritize her son's happiness over the drama spoke volumes. She took the high road, attempting to put an end to the conflict. However, the effects of their past actions will likely continue to ripple through their lives. The situation seemed to be resolved, at least on the surface. However, sources revealed that Alicia wasn't exactly pleased with the outcome. She simply went along with the arrangement because the public criticism was becoming overwhelming. She had already been heavily criticized, and the last thing she needed was to invite more attention. As a result, it appeared there was peace, but it may have been more about saving face than genuine reconciliation. Despite the tension, there were a few occasions when they appeared together in public. I'll also show you the ABC interview in which they discussed how they managed to establish a successful co-parenting relationship. In the interview, they claimed to have moved past the turmoil by focusing on the needs of their children, presenting the idea that they were all putting aside their personal issues for the sake of the kids. On the surface, it seemed like a well-managed situation, with three adults working to protect the well-being of their children despite the chaos surrounding them.
He wanted to know why I couldn't go see him at his dad's, and why can't his dad come over and see his bedroom at our house? It was really a wake-up call. Even if we don't want to for ourselves right now, we have to do it for him because he...
After everything settled, it was ultimately Mashanda who seemed to fall for the trick. The parental issues were resolved, but not in the way many had expected. Mashanda, wanting to avoid putting her son in the middle of the drama, took the high road. This decision earned her a great deal of praise, as people admired her for choosing to put her child first. However, Alicia, according to insiders, wasn't happy with how things were unfolding. This is where things started to take a turn. Alicia allegedly launched a full-fledged damage control campaign, putting together strategically crafted PR efforts to reshape her public image. Her goal was clear. She wanted to change the perception of herself from that of the dutiful housewife to someone with more depth and agency. For Alicia, the fallout was inevitable. No longer could she maintain the picture-perfect image she had spent years cultivating. The carefully crafted PR campaigns and public statements seemed to crumble as the truth came to light. Jaguar's revelations were a game-changer, forcing Alicia to face the consequences of her actions. While some fans continued to support Alicia, others began to see her in a different light, questioning the sincerity of her attempts to reshape her narrative. This public dispute between the women was more than just a battle over a relationship gone wrong. It had become a fight for power, truth, and reputation. Alicia's carefully curated public persona was now under threat, and the spotlight had shifted from her as the reformed wife to the woman caught in a web of deceit. As the story continued to unfold, Fans were left to piece together the truth, unsure of who was truly at fault and who had the right to tell their side of the story.
People are forgetting when she moved into Swizz and them's house to work on the music with him, he was still married to his wife, living in that same house. And then she moved in while she was cool with the wife. It's plotting to steal her husband to cover.
Sadly, their unborn child didn't survive, and the devastating loss only added to the strain in their already fragile relationship. However, in a surprising turn of events, Mashenda chose to forgive Swizzy. The couple tied the knot in 2004, and while they made it official, the story didn't end there. A deeper, more complicated web started to unfold. As many might recall, rumors swirled about Swizzy and Alicia Keys' romance starting around 2007 or 2008, but what many didn't know was that Swizzy had been involved with another woman at the same time. Her name was Jana Sebastian, and she later gave birth to his daughter, Nicole. This revelation turned everything upside down. Swizzy wasn't just cheating on Mashenda, but he was also betraying Alicia. Alicia had already tolerated Swizzy's flirtations and late-night studio meetings, even his modest affairs. But a baby was never part of the deal. Alicia had no intention of becoming a stepmother to a child born from a side affair, especially when Swizzy's previous marriage had ended for similar reasons. The irony of the situation is hard to ignore. Alicia, once the other woman, had been willing to play stepmother to Swizzy's children when he was married to someone else. But now that the roles were reversed, it seemed she was no longer willing to continue in the same capacity. The new revelations have left many wondering what will happen next in the Swizzy-Alicia saga. Will Swizzy try to defend himself or deny the allegations? Will their 15-year-long relationship come to a sudden and dramatic end? One thing is certain, though, the drama isn't over yet. This story continues to evolve, and the world is waiting to see how things will unfold next. Fans and insiders alike will be watching every move they make, especially as Alicia's private diary may reveal more behind-the-scenes details. The twists and turns of this scandal are far from over.